The cruise has been done. They can just stand on pit road and hope their driver will bring home the big money. If they have to work on these cars from now on, their chances for a win are out the window. It's up to these 26 drivers to finish the job at hand as they approach the starting box in turn 4. They're in it. They're on it. Green flags out. We're racing. Kyle Bronson gets the whole shot in turn number 1, and we have got trouble. Trouble, trouble, trouble. Big trouble. Turn number 4, several cars getting tangled up, one car on top of another. Red flag is out.
Well, Roby, you've got the 10T of Cody Overton. He is the car that on the 38 machine. They're trying to push the hood down on Overton's, and that is going to be secured. We may see both of these cars go. We'll just have to wait.
Well, these cars are like Timex watches. They take a licking and keep on ticking, just like Rick.
Well, you see Jamie Carter climbing back in the 38 to fire it, and Rick, you may be right there. We may have both drivers come right back.
Well, so far,
and here comes the 38 car back on the Speedway. He made it back out for the start. Here they come off the 4th turn. Green flag's out. Bronson again gets the whole shot off of 4. Everybody down the front straightaway through 1 and 2. And they go 4 wide down the back straightaway for the 4th spot. Action up front. Look at Max Blair coming from the H starting hole. He parks that 111 up into 4th on the first lap. So Bronson out front. Mark Widener being scored as 2nd. Clay Harris 3rd. 4th is Max Blair. And 5th is Pierce McCarter. So Max Blair with the big move. Bronson out in front. Mark Widener trying to reel him in. Clay Harris holding down 3rd. Max Blair in 4th. Clay Harris and Mark Widener battling for that 2nd spot. Widener will lead Harris by a car length off of 2 down the back straightaway. Max Blair reeling him in the 111 car. Harris will throw the slider on Widener in turn 4. Clay Harris up to the 2nd spot. So the battles continue around the racetrack. Widener trying to come back, got one slow in turn 2. It's going to try to make it into the pit area. Bypasses the entrance. We could see caution, and the yellow light comes on. So a car slow on the back straightaway brings out the caution flag. Nevin Gainey rejoining the field. Field will get the 1 to go signal this time by if everything looks good. Clay Harris chooses the inside for the double file restart. So everybody lines up accordingly as the field doubles up behind the race leader, Kyle Bronson, in the 40B automobile. Kyle Bronson leads him into turn number 3. Sets up in the middle of the racetrack, hits the button. Green flag's out, we're racing. Clay Harris looks to the inside in turn number 1, can't find the room. Here comes Widener to the inside of Harris. He'll pass him for 2nd, coming off the 2. Blair to the inside. Max Blair and Clay Harris now battling for third. Close racing coming off of 4 down the front straightaway.
Got one in trouble too.
Trouble in turn number 2. Car up on the high side. Let's see if he makes the turn into the pits. Caution flag is out. Here they come. Bronson picks up the pace. Green flag's out. We're racing. Here comes Blair. On the inside, they're 3 wide up front for the lead. Whitener up on the top shelf. Down the front straightaway they come. Here comes Randy Weaver looking to make a move on the outside. Trouble, Whitener spins. Mark Whitener spins in turn 2. Everybody gets by without hitting Whitener. Wow. Can you believe that? Unbelievable. Mark Whitener running second, battling for second, spins in turn 2.
Gonna have a discussion?
Whitener up on the high side. So he may be headed for the pits. We will see.
Roby, it is unheard of to be running second and spinning in front of 20-plus late models and come out unscathed.
I thought that was going to be the big one.
It would have been huge, but somehow these guys all got around him. He did not go to the pit area. Whitener stays out here on the front straightaway.
Well, Todd, Roby, I'll tell you, from this view here in turns 3 and 4, Mark Whitener has had his hands full as he gets into this corner. He has been sideways quite a few times and not the way he'd like to be. Maybe a little bit of handling issue early for the 5. Nevertheless, he was lucky. I got to agree with you two.
And this just in, Bronson stopping. Your leader stops down in turn number 1.
And looks like the official's looking at the back end of the car, making sure. Might have been a body shop stop. And the thing about it is, with Whitener spinning, look who's running second. Be Max Blair in the 111, Randy Weaver in the 116. Methodically working his way up through the field. He's up in third. Fourth is going to be Brandon Williams in the 95 car.
And Roby, the redraw was not good to Max Blair. In one turn, though, he passed 4 cars, and he's been picking them off. I was over here looking at the lap tracker. His fastest lap was lap 8. He is just getting faster and faster and faster.
Well, that's what you want to do in a race like this. Pick off as many as you can when you're running close like that, because it gets harder as the field strings out. Getting set for the restart. 9 laps in the books. Bronson sets up on the low side. Oh, we getting a little anxious. Bronson pulls away. It'll be Weaver getting by Blair for second. Blair trying to come back on the inside. Max Blair will retake that second spot down the back straightaway. Here comes the Dreamweaver throwing the slider in turn 3. Can make it work. Bronson out in front. Weaver throws the slider on Blair. They're side by side down the front straightaway. Action picking up for that second spot. Here comes Randy Weaver getting a run on Blair down the back straightaway. He'll dive for the bottom in turn number 3. Side by side for second off of turn number 2. Wheel to wheel, and we're at the halfway point. 12 down, 13. 14 to go. While that side-by-side battle's going on for second, Kyle Bronson says, see you later, fellas. I'm out of here. Randy Weaver in second. 2.7 second lead for Kyle Bronson, collecting them off. It's still Blair and Weaver side by side. Right now it's Weaver with the advantage. Blair trying to stay with him as Weaver opens up 4 car lengths on Max Blair. So Randy Weaver pulling away from Blair, but he's got a long way to go to catch the killer, Kyle Bronson, as we are inside of 10 laps to go. Kyle Bronson now approaching the cars on the tail end of the lead lap. How much will that slow him down? Bronson works methodically inside of car number 27, Joe Denby. Weaver trying to reel him in. More lap traffic down the back straightaway. Bronson still with a half straightaway lead over Weaver. Bronson out in front, continuing to work his way through that lap traffic, still maintaining a half straightaway lead on Randy Weaver as 2 lap cars now between Bronson and the second place car, Randy Weaver. Now Weaver will start working that lap traffic with Blair in third, Brandon Williams fourth, Trent Lloyd up to 5th. Now Walker Arthur takes over that 5th spot. In the Beatmobile, car number 87 drops Lloyd back to 6th. Clay Harris in 7th. David Widener 8th. Pierce McCarter 9th. And Mark Widener in 10th. Laps in the books. 3 laps to go. Kyle Bronson now working the high side around lap traffic. He can drive that 40B anywhere he wants to on the racetrack and maintain his half straightaway lead over Randy Weaver with 2 laps to go. So Bronson now carefully working his way through that lap traffic. We got a big time trouble on the front straightaway. Pierce McCarter, car number 71. Heavy contact with the wall on the front straightaway. Caution flag is out.
In front of the 71 of Pierce McCarter was right there. Pierce had nowhere to go. Contact was made. Pierce definitely paid the price in the exchange. It was not his fault whatsoever.
It's a matter right now, Roby, of who can get the best restart of the 3.
All right, here they come. 2 to go. Green, white, checkered. Green flag is out. Kyle Bronson gets a jump on Weaver. He's got 2 car lengths on him as they race off of turn 2. Here comes Weaver trying to get a run on Bronson. Weaver a look to the inside in turn 3. Bronson working the top shelf. Here they come down to the white flag. Bronson will pull Weaver 2 car lengths down the front straightaway into turn number 2. Here's where Weaver got the run coming on the last lap, but not going to happen this time. Kyle Bronson up on the high side, brings it off of 4 to the checkered flag. Randy Weaver will finish second, Max Blair third. Fourth will go to Walker Arthur, Clay Harris Williams finishes in 5th. Trent Lloyd 6th, David Widener 7th, Mark Widener 8th, Brandon Williams in 9th, and Trevor Taylor rounds out the top 10.
Mark Widener came back to 8th.
So Mark Widener did come back from the back of the pack to 8th. So he'll be one to watch as we have 2 more races to go this week.
Sunshine State. And he'll bring that Brandon Ford Race Car Engineering, Borchers Equipment, Dirt Wrap Decals, All Florida Real Estate 40B to victory lane. The helmet is off. The rest of the safety equipment will be undone. And he has won the Pro Late Model Feature event, the killer Kyle Bronson. Hardware Kyle and the spoils of victory. Not a bad hot rod for night number 1.
No, our car's pretty good there. You know, me and Mark got together there early, but we was just racing hard, and that clean air was pretty big right there. I feel like out front, you know, I was like, it took me a couple, 2 or 3 laps to get going, but I felt like, you know, when we got going 4 or 5 laps in, you know, we had a car class in the field, but, you know, the inverts are tough, and we hit it just right tonight, you know, and just got to thank all my great sponsors and fans, and Tanner and Jacob have been busting their butt on this car all week, and they got it right, and I'd like to thank Rocket Chassis, Mark Richards, Steve Baker, them guys have been great to me. Borchers Equipment, Race Car Engineering, Lucas Oil Apartments for coming on board this year, VP Racing Fields, All Florida Real Estate, Swift Springs, Earnhardt Technology, Carnegie Towing, Hendren Racing Engine. They're a big supporter of mine. You know, they always make sure these crate motors are running jam up. And Brandon Ford, Brandon Collision, just everybody helps out. Wayne and Charlene here, they're here tonight, so I appreciate them coming. You know, they spend a lot of money on this stuff so I can be able to do what I love.
Your view tonight was pretty good, and obviously clean air is always a good thing with these cars.
Yeah, it ain't too bad. You know, we just got to look, make sure we got nothing big from getting hit in there in the left rear and beat our left side door out and go again tomorrow.
We need you to do one thing, draw us a 50-50 winner for over $500, if you would.
Do I get to draw mine? I'll
Congratulate Kyle on his victory. We'll get Randy up here to the stage, and then Max Blair. Max also congratulating Kyle Bronson, so great sportsmanship by the top 3. Well, Randy, nice slide job to get you to the number 2 spot. Little work to do. You didn't leave a whole lot out there.
No, I just, it's been a while since I've been in that air, and I just didn't drive a very smart race first 5 or 6 laps and fell back a little, but man, that CVR car is really good. I just, we got to get the driver to step up to where it is, but once I got some laps on me and kind of come back to me where you have to put your nose and where you don't on these big tracks, I was hoping to, on that restart, to get up to him, and I got to his door, but he had the preferred line. But it's all right. We got 2 more nights.
We always say a driver hasn't been around for a while, you got to shake the rust off. I don't think there's very much left.
I don't know, man. I feel rusty as can be. I just, I don't know. It's fun, and as long as I'm having fun, I'm going to keep doing it this time.
Randy Weaver comes home second, and we will talk to our 3rd Max Blair, driver out of Centerville, Pennsylvania. Max, not too bad considering everything that took place today. Over 40 cars in this field, and you get a top 3 on that. I know you would have liked to have had second at least, but nevertheless, still a good run. You and Robbie and the team can put your heads together tonight and come up with more.
Yeah, for sure. We've been fighting overheating issues since we unloaded. I literally haven't had a chance to even adjust nothing on the car. We're still the same way we unloaded. I do think we figured the overheating stuff out, but I mean, we just ran 3rd to 2 of the best drivers in the country. Not in the crate world, I'm talking in the country, period. So we'll take it. Hopefully we can make our car a little better tomorrow. If I can make it steer a little bit better, I think maybe we could have had something for him.
Yeah, we talked to your wife, Brandy, earlier, and she said, you know, it's been hot all day long. Even starting it up, it's hot, so got to be careful with it, and it's out of the box. So I know you guys were a little bit nervous, but you found the problem, so that's good news. Now you can work on the setup and get a little quicker.
Yeah, hopefully. I do think we found the heating issue, and we just got to find a little bit more to keep up with these guys. But we're close. This is a lot different than the stuff I race on. You've been to State Line before. It's not State Line, so we'll get there.
Yeah, it's a tad bit quicker, so congratulations on your run. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
Max Blair comes on 3rd, Randy Weaver 2nd, and the winner, the killer Kyle